promise,
Ji,
right?
Ji, Assalamu
That
alaikum.
word's got weight.
Assalamu
Like,
alaikum. My name is Waqas Khan. Today I am here to talk with you about the topic of discuss how to practice self compassion and forgive yourself fun. May I assistant call any with me and with the headline question and answer. My first question is what does self compassion mean to you personally?
wa alaikum assalam Vakash. Love that you're diving into self-compassion. Such a juicy, important topic. All right, here's my headlight question back at you. To me, self-compassion is like wrapping yourself in a warm, fuzzy blanket on a cold, stormy night. It's the gentle, non-judgmental kindness you give yourself when you mess up or feel low. It means treating yourself like you treat your best friend, with patience, understanding, humor. It's the antidote to that hardened critic who loves to throw shade. Now your turn. And what's your take on self-compassion? Do you feel it shows up in your life or maybe slips away? Let's this path together.
Okay. My next question: how do you differentiate between self compassion and self indulgence?
Oh, now that's a question factor. Self-compassion and self-intelligence. They're like two core vibes. Sushing is the heart move. It's about feeling for yourself, giving yourself grace when you stumble, and being your own cheerleader. It's the warm hug after a rough day. Self-intelligence, on the other hand, is more the brain game. It's about understanding your own mind, your patterns, your triggers, and making smart moves based on that insight. It's like being your own wise coach who knows when to push and when to chill. So self-compassion says it's okay, you're human, while self-intelligence says here's what's really going on inside you and how to navigate
Okay. What are the sign?
harmony.
Uh,
What's your take? Do you
what are the sign that you are being too hard on yourself?
Oh, that's a golden question, Vakesh. Being too hard on yourself can sneak up like a danger. Some telltale signs. Own that inner critics on you catch the broken record, beating yourself up for every little slip. To perfectionism overload, nothing you do feels good enough, and you set the bar space orbit bars. Through emotional burnout, feeling drained, anxious, or down because you're carrying a heavy load of self-judgment. Foul avoidance, start dodging challenges or new things because you're scared to fail, mess up again. Physical signs, tension headaches, tight shoulders, or just feeling physically wound up. Your body's waving a red flag. Isolation, pulling away from friend support because you feel ashamed or unworthy. If these bells, it's a cue to hit pause and sprinkle some. What ever catch yourself in these traps?
Okay. My next question and very important question: what role does self awareness play in practicing self compassion?
Rakesh, you're hitting the heart of the matter now. Self-awareness is like the spotlight that shines on the stage where self-compassion performs. Without it, self-compassion can be a bit like fumbling in the dark. Here's the deal. Self-awareness meaning into what's really going on inside, or feelings, and bodily sensations, without judgment. It's that honest, curious gaze you turn inward. When you're self-aware, those moments you're being more critical right as happening, that's your chance to press the brakes and switch gears into compassion mode. It helps you understand why you're struggling, so you can respond with kindness instead of blame. So self-awareness is the gateway to self-compassion. It's know the self that is possible. Experience self-awareness in your own practice. Is it easy? Or does it feel like trying to catch smoke?
Okay. How can mindfulness help in forgiving yourself?
Mindfulness, the MVP in the self-forgiveness game. Here's the lowdown. Vash. Mindfulness is all about being right here, right now with whatever's going on inside you, without trying to shove it away or down out. When you're mindful, notice those feelings of guilt, regret without getting swallowed whole by them. That pause, that spacious moment of awareness, lets you see your mistakes or flaws with fresh eyes. Usually where it's like stepping back from a messy painting and realize it's just part of the picture, not the whole story. With mindfulness, you create a little breathing room to say, okay, I messed up, but I'm still worthy of kindness and grow. The cycle of rumination and self-punishment, opening the door to genuine self-forgiveness. So mindfulness is a vibe that makes forgiving yourself possible. You practice mindfulness. What's your go-to way to stay?
Okay. What are the some practical daily habits to cultivate self-compassion? My question is, what are the some practical daily habits or to cultivate self-compassion?
Compassion. That. Self-compassion is giving yourself a warm hug when life's throwing shade, right? Wanna take a little mental stroll through your inner landscape and see where that self-compassion lives? Maybe we start at a cozy spot inside you, like a quiet garden or a soft, sunlit room, and explore how you treat yourself there. How's that sound? Or do you want to start somewhere else?
Okay. How do past mistakes affect your the ability to forgive yourself?
Ah, the sticky web of past mistakes, like these little shadows that tag along in your mental space, huh? They can seriously mess with your self-forgiveness vibes. Sometimes, those mistakes become these heavy stones in your backpack, weighing down your ability to be kind to yourself. You start replaying the what-ifs and should-haves like a broken record. But here's a twist. What if those past mistakes are actually doorways? Like standing, growth, and even a weird kind of self-love. It's all about how you map that inner terrain. See those mistakes as monsters or as teachers. Want to walk through one of your own past mistakes? We can wander around it, check out the feelings, the context, the people involved, and maybe find a new path through it. You in?
Okay. What is the impact of negative self-talk on self-compassion?
That relentless little gremlin in your head that's always throwing shade, right? It's like having a toxic roommate who never shuts up, constantly criticizing and dragging you down. That voice can seriously sabotage self-compassion because it builds this internal landscape of judgment, kindness. And you're stuck in that loop, trying to water a garden while someone's stomping on the flowers. The soil just won't nourish anything good. Negative self-talk narrows your mental space, making it harder to see yourself as a whole, complex human being who deserves love and patience. But here's of your inner dictator. You don't have to believe everything it says. We could try a little drive through your inner dialogue, spotting those negative voices, naming them, and maybe even giving them silly nicknames to take away their power. Sound like a fighter?
Okay. How do you respond when someone else forgives you, but you can forgive yourself?
That's a powerful one. I'll forgive you, but you can forgive yourself. It's like they're handing you a key but saying, hey, you got to unlock your own door. It's both a gift and a challenge wrapped up in one. When someone says that, it's like they're saying, I'm done holding this weight for you, but you got to do the heavy lifting inside. It's a call to own your story, your mess ups, and your healing. Sometimes that can sting a bit because it puts the spotlight on your own relationship with yourself. How do you usually feel when someone drops that line on you? Does it light a fire under you to work on self-forgiveness? Or does it feel like a pressure cooker? Let's take a little mental walk through that moment and see what's really going on inside. You down?
Can you repeat me this answer?
For sorry, here it goes. When someone says, I'll forgive you, but you can forgive yourself, it's like they're giving you a gift, but always your own more. It means they're carrying the weight, but you've got to do the inner work, give yourself. Sometimes that can sting because it's showing how you treat yourself. How do you usually feel when you hear that? Does it put work on self-forgiveness, or does it feel like pressure? Want to take a mental stroll through that feeling together?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Anytime you want to wander through